A glass gets knocked over. Someone forgets a small chore. A child makes a simple mistake that most children make. But suddenly, the reaction feels much bigger than the situation itself. The room becomes tense. Voices change. Everyone seems to be on edge. Now the child starts learning that small mistakes can create big emotional reactions. And something about the home begins to feel less predictable. When children grow up around this pattern, they often start paying close attention to what happens after mistakes. Not because they are doing something wrong, but because they are trying to understand what might trigger tension. This is often when children start becoming emotionally careful. The body may begin feeling nervous before anything has even happened. The child may start thinking about every choice more carefully than other children their age. Over time, they may begin apologizing quickly, explaining themselves before anyone asks, or trying to avoid mistakes altogether. For the child, this can begin to feel safer. If mistakes lead to strong reactions, avoiding mistakes can start feeling like a way to avoid emotional discomfort. What this often does is teach the child to monitor themselves constantly. The environment starts shaping emotional behavior around caution rather than confidence. Some people describe this as a narcissistic family pattern when it happens repeatedly. Not because of one difficult moment, but because the same emotional structure keeps happening over time. If this happens once, it may simply be a difficult moment. But when it repeats, children can begin adapting around the pattern. Many children adapt this way without realizing it. And many adults still carry the pattern years later. This can help explain why some adults become highly self-critical, why they worry about getting things wrong, or why small criticism can feel much bigger than it appears. In healthy homes, children do not have to constantly monitor emotions to feel emotionally safe. Mistakes are treated as learning experiences rather than emotional emergencies. That creates emotional safety instead of emotional confusion. Children often experience small mistakes as big problems because the emotional reaction around the mistake becomes bigger than the mistake itself. You may recognize this feeling from your own childhood. What felt confusing may have actually been emotional adaptation. You were not simply reacting to the moment. You were adapting to an environment that taught you to stay alert, careful, and prepared for what might happen next. Your emotional reactions may make more sense than you realized. And recognizing the pattern helps separate what you learned from who you are. If this helped put words to your experience, like the video and subscribe to the channel. This channel exists to help you recognize narcissistic and manipulative patterns calmly, clearly, and without blame, so you can understand what's happening and trust yourself again. And when children adapt this way over time, another pattern often begins to form. In the next video, we're going to explain why children start watching everyone's reactions and how that pattern can shape emotional behavior over time. Click here to watch.